Today we're diving into something pretty amazing, a science-backed way to actually help your own body recover using nothing but the power of your mind. And we're not just talking theory here. This is a practical guide, a technique you can literally start using today.
So, let me just kick this off with a question that sounds, well, kind of crazy. Could you take a pill, knowing for an absolute fact that it's a fake, just a sugar pill, and still get real, measurable relief from your symptoms? It sounds impossible, right?
Well, it turns out science says not only is it possible, it's a well-documented thing. And it has a name, the open-label placebo. And that's the key idea we're going to unpack right now.
So how on earth can a fake pill actually help you heal? I know, it sounds a little bit like magic, but I promise you it's pure biology, and the research behind it is surprisingly solid.
See, the thing is, the placebo effect isn't just all in your head. It's a real, physical, measurable response. Studies have shown that just believing in a treatment can trigger your body to release its own natural painkillers, like endorphins and dopamine. It can literally alter your brain activity to reduce real symptoms like pain or anxiety.
Okay, so if the effect is legit, how does it work when you know the pill is a fake? That's what's so fascinating. And that brings us to the very specific science behind these open placebos.
An open-label placebo is exactly what it sounds like, a treatment you know is totally inert. There's no trickery involved. The power doesn't come from deception. It comes from two other really powerful psychological forces: conditioning and ritual.
Think about it like this. A traditional placebo only works if you're tricked, if you don't know it's fake. But an open-label placebo taps into your body's lifetime of conditioning. You know, like how Pavlov's dogs learned to drool at the sound of a bell? Well, our bodies have learned to associate the simple act of taking medicine, the ritual of it, with the process of healing.
Now, before we get into the how-to, we have to be super clear about something. This is absolutely not medical advice. This technique is meant for mild stuff, everyday aches, some anxiety, trouble sleeping, and it should always be used alongside proper medical care, not instead of it. For anything serious, you must consult your doctor, okay?
All right, with that really important stuff out of the way, let's get practical. How do you actually build your own placebo ritual? It all starts with a really simple one-time setup.
And this is easy. It'll take you, 15 minutes, tops. First, pick your placebo. Empty gelatin capsules are great for this. Second, give it a home. Create a special box or a little pouch for it. Label it. Making it feel intentional is part of the process. And third, and this is crucial, get a notebook and start tracking your symptoms. Just a simple 0 to 10 rating twice a day. Seeing those numbers change is what's going to build your belief.
Okay, now for the most important part, the daily healing protocol. This involves a very specific script, one that researchers actually developed. And here's the key. For it to work, you got to say it out loud. So, you start by reading this out loud, just stating the facts. You say, "These pills contain no medicine and have no active ingredients. But the placebo effect is real and powerful. My body can respond automatically."
Then you follow it up with this part to really prime your expectations. You say, "Positive attitude helps but is not required. I take this faithfully because research shows it works, even when I know it's inert. Most people notice improvement by day 7. That specific wording is so important because it helps bypass that little skeptical voice in your head.
So after you've said the script, you do the physical act. You slowly swallow the capsule, then for just 3 minutes, you close your eyes and you vividly imagine being completely healthy. And don't just think about it, really feel it in your body. The ease, the comfort, the freedom. Finally, you close the loop. You say out loud, "I have completed my placebo ritual. My body is now doing its job." Now, if you really want to supercharge this, research has shown there are a few simple things you can do to boost the effect, sometimes making it 2 or even 3 times stronger.
It turns out the more dramatic or theatrical the ritual is, the better it works. So add some sensory stuff, maybe some specific music, dim the lights, light a candle. Try taking 2 capsules instead of 1. A larger dose has been shown to create a stronger response. And you can also prime your brain by spending just a minute or 2 reading some positive facts about mind-body healing right before you begin. And here's one final booster, and honestly, this one might be the most powerful of all. At the end of the day, take just 1 minute to write down one tiny positive change you noticed. It could be as small as, "I felt 10% less stiff for about 5 minutes this afternoon."
By noticing and writing it down, you build belief based on your own real evidence, and that creates this incredible positive feedback loop.
So, to make this super easy to get started, think of it as a 30-day challenge. For the first week, just stick to the core protocol and track your symptoms. The next week, add in those ritual upgrades. The week after that, add the morning priming. And for the final stretch, bring in the evening review. This step-by-step approach helps you build the habit and your belief at the same time.
Look, this isn't magic. It's a practical, repeatable system for tapping into your brain's own incredible healing mechanisms. The science is there to support it, and now you have the tools. So the only real question left is, what is your mind capable of healing?